So, you don't like racism, but you live in the UK and feel powerless to do anything. My name is Obioma Yigola. I'm an actor and a writer. Over the past few weeks, I've had several conversations with friends of mine horrified at the events unfolding in the United States and unsure how to show their solidarity. This is a brief video offering a few suggestions. Firstly, let's acknowledge that global anti-blackness is a real thing. It manifests differently in different countries, but it has been an economic driving force for centuries. This is a fact, not an attack. Secondly, the UK has a history of atrocious crimes, from near or actual genocide to the pillaging of nations' natural resources. We can only move past this fact if we address it. We haven't, don't, and must. The question then is why? To Kill a Mockingbird and Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry are wonderful books for children and young adults. However, that they are the few books used to discuss racism in a UK classroom begins the lifelong myth that racism is a US problem. You can study history from the age of 7 to 21 in the UK classroom and never have to go into any depth about the UK's role in colonising and depriving nations of their freedoms, rights and resources. It is a glaring hole not only in our children's education, but by proxy, ours. As an adult, how can we begin to plug these gaps in our collective educational knowledge? The following book suggestions may offer a starting point, honestly telling Britain's past, present, and where we might go from here. First up is the Sunday Times bestseller, British, on Race, Identity and Belonging by F. Hirsch. Next is the award-winning Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by eddo-lodge. Following that is hip-hop artist and writer Akala's Natives, Race and Class in the Ruins of Empire. And finally is science writer and broadcaster Dr. Adam Rutherford's How to Argue with a Racist. And now for some frequently asked questions. Is Black Lives Matter only about the police? No, unfortunately not. So, whilst taser usage on black Londoners is 4 times that of their white counterparts, it extends further than just the justice system. Black Caribbean children, for instance, are 3.5 times more likely to be excluded at primary, secondary and special schools than all other peoples. Whilst Premier League football players are to this day still suffering racist monkey chants that many had thought left back in the 1980s. Does this apply to me? I'm not racist. I don't see colour, I just see the person. We need you to see colour. If you can't or won't, how can you be an effective ally? How can you hear if somebody is making racist comments or see if your colleague is giving your black co-worker a hard time? In the words of Angela Davis, it is not enough to be non-racist. We must be anti-racist. And so, for anybody who wants to be an ally to the cause, I would offer these 4 suggestions. Firstly, educate yourself and others. That could be a book, a film, or a podcast. It could be your friend, lover, colleague, or children. Secondly, listen to, commission, and pay your black artists, writers, and speakers. Statements like, "you will be paid in exposure," will no longer wash and are not true allyship. Thirdly, speak up. Be that using your platform on social media, calling out your colleagues' missteps, or writing to your MP when you witness an injustice. You have more power than you know. It is very easy for brands, newspapers, and TV companies to tweet a hashtag, but your money speaks, so demand more. And lastly, accept that you will get it wrong sometimes. None of us are born knowing all of the answers. The writer Ijeoma Oluwo says the beauty of anti-racism is that you don't have to pretend to be free from racism to be anti-racist. Anti-racism is the commitment to fight racism wherever you find it, even if that's in yourself. So, I would offer, be brave in your humility. As the saying goes, this is not a moment, it's a movement. And the struggle continues tomorrow.